So, here's how this works. I watch every single movie in a particular series or franchise, sum it up in 3 sentences or less, then give it a fun little rating out of 10. Since this is YouTube, I'm gonna rank them all at the end, so make sure you stick around for that. You then get to tell me why I'm wrong and call me names in the comments below. Today we'll be focusing on Batman, which includes every single theatrically released movie that has Batman in a speaking role. This includes Batman 1943, Batman and Robin 1949, Batman 1966, Batman 1989, Batman Returns 1992, Batman Mask of the Phantasm 1993, Batman Forever 1995, Batman and Robin 1997, Batman Begins 2005, The Dark Knight 2008, Dark Knight Rises 2012, The Lego Movie 2014, Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice 2016, Batman The Killing Joke 2016, Suicide Squad 2016, The Lego Batman Movie 2017, Justice League 2017, Teen Titans Go to the Movies 2018, and The Lego Movie 2, the second part, 2019. This is every Batman reviewed in 3 sentences or less. Batman, 1943. If you ignore the racist wartime propaganda aspect, this series is a pretty decent action serial for its time. In this way, it's like a lesser version of the Superman animated show from the same era. Just so racist though.
Since a wise government rounded up the shifty-eyed Japs, it has become virtually a ghost street.
This movie gets 3 gentle reminders to Grandpa that we don't use that word anymore, out of 10.
Jap!
Batman and Robin, 1949. Another piece of competent 1940s filmmaking. The racist propaganda angle is dialed down, so that's something, but if I wanted to watch 3.5 hours of mediocre fight choreography with wooden performances and a desaturated color palette, I've watched Zack Snyder's movies. 4 generic gangsters in fedoras out of 10. Batman, 1966. Holy hijinks, these are some campy capers.
It happened at sea. See? C for Catwoman.
Nothing makes sense, and that's okay. The real appeal here is in the perky performances and alluring alliterations.
Are you sniveling sardine?
Are you pompous, puffed up penguin?
A light tone and fun villains keep this version of the dynamic duo from falling flat. 6.5 cans of shark repellent spray out of 10. Batman, 1989. The guys who made Beetlejuice team up to tell Goofy Batman to suck it.
I'm Batman.
Classic production design, inspired performances, and iconic music set the stage for everything that will come to characterize The Dark Knight in the modern era. A film with enough charm to make up for its flaws. 7.5 cheesy gun sound effects out of 10. Pew pew pew! Batman Returns, 1992. A grounded Gotham gives way to creepy surrealism, as Tim Burton returns post-Edward Scissorhands to get freaky with it. A star-studded cast leans into theatrics in what feels like a feature-length comic book. An appropriate expansion to a restrained first installment, although appropriate is a relative term.
Just the pussy I've been looking for.
8 leather fetish catsuits out of 10.
Hear me roar.
Batman, Mask of the Phantasm, 1993. The Burton aesthetic gets streamlined for Batman's first animated feature. A solid detective story that presents the caped crusader as a brooding badass who's low-key hilarious, which isn't always an easy balance to strike.
Thanks for the handkerchief, Arthur. You know where you can stick it.
Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill take their iconic Batman and Joker dynamic from the TV show to this duo's silver screen debut. 8 maniacal Joker laughs out of 10. Batman Forever, 1995. Creepy surrealism devolves into goofy cartoonishness as McDonald's loses faith in Tim Burton's ability to sell Happy Meals and taps Joel Schumacher to direct this feature-length toy commercial.
Can I persuade you to take a sandwich with you, sir?
I'll get drive-through.
It feels like the guts of campy Batman stretched over the skeleton of the Dark Knight, which could work if it were just a little more self-aware.
Holy rusted metal, Batman! Huh? You're ground, it's all metal, it's full of holes, you know? Holy!
Oh.
Jim Carrey shines as the only person who knows and or likes what movie he's in.
Batman! Batman, you say?
4.5 Jim Carreys out of 10.
Fred!
Batman and Robin, 1997. Goofy Batman is back with a vengeance, but it's unclear whether or not anyone making this movie is aware of that. The silliness isn't a problem so much as the fact that it's still kind of connected to the Tim Burton movies. It gets credit for throwing it all out there, but does that really mean that every color has to be happening always? 3, I don't know, they didn't put any effort into this, so why should I? Out of 10.
That's why every Poison Ivy action figure comes complete with him!
Batman Begins, 2005. All it took was a decade to forget the old Schumacher movies, an entirely new generation of good superhero movies to emerge during that time, and one of Hollywood's greatest living directors, but Batman's finally cool again.
I'm Batman.
Scarecrow makes his cinematic debut as the first post-9/11 Batman movie cleverly uses themes of fear and terror to craft Bruce Wayne's origin. Grounded character work and visual style more than make up for a goofy supervillain plot.
If they get their machine into Wayne Station, it'll cause a chain reaction that'll vaporize the entire city's water supply.
Covering Gotham in this poison.
7.5 wives that were taken from Liam Neeson out of 10.
Once I had a wife. She was taken from me.
The Dark Knight, 2008. Action, tone, and characters combine in what could and maybe even should be a double feature to define the dark, gritty aesthetic that countless others will imitate in the years to come. And if this sounds like a run-on sentence, it's because that's kind of how I felt watching this movie. Christopher Nolan's team excels by treating the plot like a puzzle, where minor contrivances slowly collide to reveal a grand statement about chaos and order. Heath Ledger's Joker changes the game, but not enough to ultimately win the moral argument against Batman's particular brand of fascism.
You took my sonar concept and applied it to every phone in the city.
Because he's the hero Gotham deserves.
8.5 bad Heath Ledger Joker costumes that your friend wore to that party once out of 10.
No, you complete me.
The Dark Knight Rises, 2012. Brooding Batman is the least interesting part in his own movie, spending most of it crawling out of a literal plot hole in the hopes of wrapping up this trilogy while it's still ahead. Another plot puzzle here, this one a little less dazzling than the last, as Christopher Nolan assembles his favorite team of actors to rattle off clunky dialogue, loosely connecting a bunch of cool action set pieces together. Whew! These sentences are getting long and so are these movies. Still a kick-ass movie, despite some pretty obvious flaws crammed into a cumbersome runtime. 7 Bane voices out of 10.
You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it.
The Lego Movie, 2014. Warner Brothers empties out its toy box to show us how The Matrix would look if it was also a toy commercial, which is kind of the ideal place for Batman. Will Arnett plays the jerk boyfriend, which uses a meta angle to establish the comical side of the caped crusader without sacrificing his trademark darkness.
Emmett, this is my boyfriend, Batman.
I'm Batman.
Lando Calrissian complimenting Batman's cape is a highlight.
Where'd you get that sweet space cape, brother?
8 Lego products, including this new cool Batman set that you can own now, out of 10. Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, 2016. Batman gets rushed into a cinematic universe, as catch-up to the Avengers becomes the name of the game. Striking visual style, puzzle box storytelling, and long-ass movies worked for the last team, but here it kind of plays like a high-budget photocopy, with neither the pacing nor character work of the Dark Knight trilogy to anchor it. A ton of talented actors can't save this movie from going too grimdark in the same way Batman and Robin goes too goofy. 3.5 hours of my life that I want back. Out of 10. I watched the Ultimate Edition, that's 3 hours, man. I want to use that one for Suicide Squad 2 now. Batman: The Killing Joke, 2016. The best Batman movie of the year by default, as this single-night theatrical release ekes onto our list by technicality. A large part of the team that made Mask of the Phantasm returns in a below-average show for DC Animation, giving us a rigidly animated adaptation of the Joker origin, saddled with an egregiously cruel Batgirl prologue that was really obviously written by a straight guy.
And they say the gay scene is complicated. What?
This is Joker's movie, and Batman's merely in it, playing the stoic loner the Lego movies are so eager to make fun of.
You haven't been taken to the edge yet.
The edge of what?
The abyss. The place where you don't care anymore.
Darkness.
It's about how I'm an orphan.
No parents.
4 underdeveloped female protagonists out of 10. Suicide Squad, 2016. Another swing and a miss for the DC Extended Universe, as the garish color scheme of Batman and Robin meets the grim tone of Dawn of Justice to create a 2-hour trailer for a world of spin-offs that nobody asked for. Ben Affleck returns in the form of a few short cameos to reprise the role he started in Batman v Superman, and to his credit, he's doing his best to make this Bruce Wayne work.
What do you want?
Some standout performances and a scene in a bar prevent this movie from being entirely unwatchable. 2.5 scenes that actually have Batman in them out of 10, or however many scenes are in this movie. The Lego Batman Movie, 2017. Will Arnett's Batman gets his own movie, adding some depth to the self-centered jerk they introduced in the Lego Movie by suggesting his hardened exterior comes from fear of his own emotions.
I saved the city again today. I wish you could have seen me.
This movie has it both ways by making fun of Bat tropes as much as it uses them, giving us solid origins for Robin and Batgirl, as well as one of the best Batman-Joker dynamics we've yet to see on screen.
You've run away from every other person in your life, but I'm the one you're always chasing.
The question remains whether a live-action Batman story can be told this well. 9 Robin catchphrases out of 10.
Yeah, and I already have a catchphrase. Tweet, tweet on the street.
Hard pass.
Justice League, 2017. The director of the first 2 DCEU films condenses the next 2 DCEU films into one film and then hands that film to the director of the first 2 Avengers films in a production so messy it's a wonder it came out this average. As one might expect, it's basically Avengers Light, with most of the same components in place, only less character development, worse fight choreography, and fewer handsome Chris's.
Your haircut? Notice you've copied my beard?
It's a good thing Ben Affleck plays a hopeless Bruce Wayne here, because that's increasingly how he appears to feel about the role. 5 Mother Boxes out of 10. All right. Teen Titans Go to the Movies, 2018. Jimmy Kimmel voices a Bat cameo in a stretched-out installment of this kid's cartoon, which balances out Lego Movie-esque meta-humor with a nearly suffocating amount of fart jokes.
My mommy's name is Martha, too.
We're pooped in the toilet! Stop that!
A colorful animated adventure starring Robin, who's hungry for some screen time after being caught so long in the Bat shadow. Fun to hear Will Arnett voicing a DC villain after the Lego Batman movies.
Stop right there! Deadpool?
Deadpool? What? I'm not Deadpool.
6 Robin catchphrases out of 10.
Crack an egg on it.
The Lego Movie 2, the second part, 2019. The Legoverse goes full Toy Story 3, and Will Arnett's Batman shines as a core player in a colorful cast.
Batman is a permanent bachelor.
They continue with Bruce Wayne as an insecure loner here, giving him a lesson in codependent relationships as well as a sparkly white suit and some fun action sequences to boot.
I gotta get it, baby. No, I did not.
This movie has a fun visual style, good jokes, and a lot of heart, which make up for the mediocre musical moments.
Oh, the pain. It's getting so cold.
This movie gets 7 catchy songs I couldn't remember if you put a gun to my head, out of 10. So there's all our reviews. Let's see how they rank. Bringing up the rear at number 19 is Suicide Squad. Tied for 17-18 is Batman and Robin 1997 and Batman 1943. At number 16 is Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice. Tied for 14-15 is Batman and Robin 1949 and Batman the Killing Joke. Number 13 is Batman Forever. Number 12 is Justice League. Number 11 is Teen Titans Go to the Movies. Cracking the top 10 is Batman 1966. Tied for 8-9 is The Dark Knight Rises and the Lego Movie 2, the second part. Tied for 6-7 is Batman Begins and Batman 1989. In a 3-way tie for 3-4-5 are the Lego Movie, Batman Mask of the Phantasm, and Batman Returns. At number 2 is The Dark Knight. And the number 1 Batman movie, as decided by me with no real criteria, is the Lego Batman Movie, 9 on 10. Yeah, I said it. Remember, Lego Batman's the best Batman. Did you hear me, Christian Bale? I am Gotham's Wrecking. Stray observations and final thoughts. Why the hell doesn't Bruce Wayne build a gas mask into his suit?
It's awfully funny.
It's something goofy and serious Batman could use equally.
Having trouble.
It's fun to see people put their stamp on this character and the world around him. Christian Bale, Ben Affleck, and Will Arnett are tied for most cinematic appearances as Batman at 3 each. Although Affleck's the only one who never got to say the character's iconic catchphrase.
I'm Batman. I'm Batman.
What are your superpowers again?
I'm rich.
Billy D. Williams played Harvey Dent in 1989, and after getting replaced by Tommy Lee Jones in the sequel, didn't get another chance to reprise the role until the Lego Batman movie in 2017.
Two-Face, we need that door open, baby.
At the end of the day, this character needs an equilibrium between dark and silly.
You want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Sure, he's a crime-fighting vigilante whose parents were murdered before his very eyes, but he also wears a rubber bat suit and fights clowns. The best versions of the Caped Crusader acknowledge this and find a way to make it a part of the story.
People need dramatic examples to shake them out of apathy, and I can't do that as Bruce Wayne.
So that's our video for today. How did your favorites stack up? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this. Till next time, this is Sam saying, I'll be Bat. To the Batmobile!